Howdy folks, welcome to Lake Country Bait Shop. Today we're making the ocean color. It's a fluorescent green. Alright, we're going to make enough to shoot these molds, the Tweety Bird and the Tadpole Jr. Let's get it on. Let's get it done. Alright guys, I put it in the vacuum chamber and got some of the bubbles out of it. Alright. We'll see if that does it. By the recipe, I should be really close right there. Sometimes I add a little bit more. I look at it like this and I go, nah. I think we're really close. I'm going to add one more drop. It'll fool you. Some colors you got to watch, like black, red, purples. Boy, one drop of them is a whole lot. A color like this, a drop is not much, guys. A drop doesn't change a lot. Okay, so look about right now. And what I'll do is I'll test it before I shoot it. We're gonna get this smidgen spoon out. All right, and we're gonna put just a little bit, not even a smidgen. We're gonna put about a third of the smidgen there. Okay, that was eight drops. So I don't have a full cup. So when I look at my recipe, that's what I go by. Now, guys, a lot of y'all ask me the recipes. I don't broadcast my recipes, everybody. It's a custom baits I'm making, right? That's like somebody's secret home cooking recipe for macaroni salad. I'm gonna add a little bit more blue. I just done a little touch of blue, and I don't think I got enough of the 1015 blue. I done about a third of that smidgen, and I probably need a half a smidgen. All right. So what I'm doing when I'm stirring it, I'm looking at my fork. My fork. Did I say fork? I'm looking at my knife. Oh. And that's how I'm determining if it's enough glitter or not, guys. All right. Now, another way you can test a bait and see if it suits you. I've showed this before, and I'm going to show it to you again today. This is the fluke. I can do this. Alright? Now, that's a good way to do it. Now, what I'm going to do while this is cooling, that's cooling for a minute. I'm going to put this back in the microwave, because it's going to have to go up a little bit before I can shoot it. Alright? I'm going to pull this out. Okay, when it cools, it ain't cool yet. When it cools, I'm going to pull it out and look at it and determine if I got it dark enough. Alright guys, I heated her back up. She's at 335. I like to shoot around 335, 330. Now if I'm shooting, that's degrees, guys. I just hit me. That ain't time, that's degrees. If I'm shooting dual colors, bait's the same. Now the Chaos does not shoot good at that temperature. I got to shoot it colder. I shoot it about 325, and if I'm shooting a tail color, like if I'm putting a tail on a bait, y'all know what my tail colors are, like on the LC shad and some of those, even the grub, that I put a tail color on it, where the tail is a total different color than the bait, like this. I got one hanging right here. This is a tail color. I've got to shoot it hotter so this tail will melt into it. See how it's all melted one piece? If you don't, the tail will fall off, okay? Alright, let's let these cool. We'll open them up just in a few minutes. Alright guys, let's pop this open and see what we got. Bam! They look good. Alright, Tadpole Juniors. Yep, nice looking color, isn't it? Okay, so that fluorescent makes a difference. Alright, Tweety Bird. Now Tweety Bird has two sides. Alright, we don't need but one of them. Makes 10 on each side. I don't know why he made that tadpole mold that small with only 10. I wish it was a 20. But I got two of them. Alright. Aren't they pretty? Now the Tweety Bird has twin tails. Yep. And the tails are made the same way as the tadpole. Is the tail is thicker in the middle and it tapers on both ends. That way they move really easy in the water. Alright guys, y'all know the routine, 1 through 400. You must be a subscriber. You look down, if that subscribe button's black, it means you're not a subscriber. Hit that. Leave your number first if you think about it, then your comment. Wednesday night I sit down and hit the random number draw. I hit the thing and it gives us a number, and it's very random. And whoever gets closest to that number without going over wins. Okay, gets the closest without going over wins the baits. I'll comment to you Wednesday night, hey, you won this week. If you have bought from Lake Country Baits, if you've ordered from Lake Country Baits before, I've got your address. If you have not, you need to send me your address. My email is under the video, and I'll give it to you on that night. You email me your address, and on Friday or Monday, whenever I get to it first, I will mail it out to you, okay? I try to do it on Fridays, guys, but sometimes I get going doing other things. I'm still working some, and sometimes I don't get to the post office on Friday, and I have to make a special trip up there Monday just to mail that to you. Hope you all enjoy the video after this. Fishing with both of these baits. Our watercolor is pretty clear right now. Like I said, we're about 3 foot visibility at least, maybe better. Okay, it's pretty good for this lake. And colors like this work great when the water has good visibility. Again, this is a fluorescent green. It looks different to the fish. Hey, they like it. Ain't no problem. Hey guys, see y'all Wednesday night. Get him up across the braces. Bam. Get him out across the braces is the toughest thing in these docks with braces. On the main lake, guys. Bam, that's a nice fish. Look at that. That is the ocean color Tadpole Jr. Alright, we'll let him go. Bam. Had to come to the other side of the dock, guys, catch another one. They are, I'm catching them today, but this is August. Get a little tougher as the summer goes on. One thing is, guys, I don't see any mayflies today. I was out here last, gosh, I didn't fish at all last week, guys. I was out here last Friday before last because it was so hot. And I just done other things. I live on the lake, so you know, if you got to drive to the lake, you go when you get a chance. I think when you live on the lake, you try to pick better days, right? It was so hot and miserable, I done other stuff. But anyway, they had plenty to eat. Last time I was out, mayflies were everywhere. I don't see any today. Now this guy might not have any night lights either. And he might come in and hose it off once in a while. But they was all over docks, all over the grass. They hatch every couple of weeks, and they, like I said before, usually sometime in August is when it stops. They've been hatching here now for about a month. So they got that to eat. They got all the baby sunfish, perch, bass, everything that's had fry in the water right from the spring hatching. So in other words, there's plenty for them to eat right now. Bam. That's a pretty decent one here. Oh. Bam. Oh, this is a nice one. Bam. Now guys, I moved from that last boathouse because they, like I told you, they wasn't real aggressive. They're not real aggressive this time of year. If you catch them in the morning, sometimes they'll be a good bite and it'll quit. Sometimes you catch them in the middle of the day for an hour or two, but they get plenty to eat. You got to catch them when they're feeding. If they're not feeding, if they're not interested, you can't make them bite. That's just the way it is. I know I hear different people talking about catching them this time of year, and I think it's depending on where you're fishing, too, what lake you're fishing. Now, our water temperature this morning is 79. Now, guys, somebody's going to say, Dennis, you got a different lead head. Yeah, I did. I got hung up over there, too. That's a nice fish, guys. Bam. I'm in the shade here. This is a, let me get his little legs come down. This is a Tweety Bird. There you go. Same color. That's a nice fish. That's a good 11 and a half, 11 5/8. Tweety Bird has double tails. And it's still ocean color. I'm in the same color. All right. I got hung up on the dock post and I couldn't get it off and I broke it. Before that, I caught a nice fish. Wasn't big as that one. It was probably a 10.5, 11-inch fish, a nice fish. Got into the boat, and dummy me tried to pick him up right there. And when I went to pick him up, he come off. I got him about 6 inches out of the water. I don't think his tail made it out of the water, just a little bit, and he flopped, and that was it. Y'all know how that is. I'm going like, Dennis, what are you doing? That's how you net them. This is a size 6 hook I'm using on this Tadpole Jr. And guys, it holds them pretty good. If you get him in like that fish there, you seen I had to get the pliers to get it out of him. If you get it in him all the way, it's tough to get it out of him. But if you got him skin hooked, and what you never know, do you? If you just got him in a little bit of a hook on his lip, or a little bit of that skin in their mouth, when you pick up a nice fish that way, the weight of the fish sometimes will just tear your hook out of him on it. Man, I'll tell you what, next cast, they like this color. Well, he's bigger than I thought he was. I should have probably picked him up. Now guys, this was the next cast. I threw it up under that walkway right there, and there was a brace. You're thinking, Dennis, why'd you get on the front? There's braces on the front of these docks, guys. Look, I'm in deep water. See the rock bank? Yeah, on these main lake deep water docks, and that's what I'm fishing in August, there are braces on them. You got to be careful. Now, I will go to the front over here in a minute, okay? I'm not done. Again, this hook, if you get it in them like this, if you get the hook in them with that little size 6, she holds good because the hook diameter is so small that it gets a bite. Now guys, I'll get back with you in a minute. All right guys, I got it. Fish is right at 11 inches. I don't like to leave all that editing in when I edit the video. I like to take some of that dead time out when I'm just trying to get a hook out of a fish. But that hook went all the way through. And that hook is such a small diameter, and the barb is small enough, okay, that it doesn't rip a big hole. I was watching, look, see how low that hook is? Yeah, so when it goes through the fish, it doesn't tear a big hole. That's why it stays in there. I was watching somebody the other day, and they was using a small bait, and they was showing their setup. I can't remember who it was. It was one of the big shot crappie fishermen, and I mean pros. And I know they catch fish like this, but he had a bait that size on a number 2 hook. The hook was coming out and the bait was on the shank of the hook. I'm like, I know crappie will probably bite that. They keep saying, oh, they ain't hook shy. I like to match my hook to the size of the bait. And size 6 is perfect for this bait and the Tadpole Jr. It comes out the back of them right there like that a little bit. That's perfect. You got plenty of hook for them. If you want to use a bigger hook, that's up to you. But I can tell you one thing, I think, and I said, guys, I was raised in the mountains fishing for trout. And trout can be spooky. I mean, trout can be very hard to catch. We use a little size 14 hook. You put little tiny piece of worm on there, maybe one salmon egg. Y'all know what I'm saying. And you watch them in the clear waters, it's going down the stream, the trout will move out of the way, let the bait go by, and go back to where they were setting. You right? I've seen crappie do the same thing with the live scope. I've seen the bait come by and they just move out of the way of it. If they're feeding, that big hook probably won't make any difference. All right? If they're finicky, and sometimes crappie can be really tough to catch. I know you could be a school of them. You're going like, look at my live scope. It's a bunch of them there and I can't get them to hit. That's the way they are sometimes. I've seen them part like Moses parting the sea and let the bait come through and they go back together, guys. If they're finicky, that's when you better be hiding that hook. And you know, y'all notice this line here is green, if y'all can tell that. All right, it's size 4. I'm a believer in that too. With trout fishing, guys, line made a huge difference in trout fishing. So I'm used to trying to hide my line too, guys. But I think there's times you will get a few more fish and a few more bites if you take these precautions and try to hide your line, try to make sure your hook fits your bait, so forth. There you go. There you go. I'm not charging y'all for that tip. All right, guys, my line was hung up on the dock, so I didn't get my camera for a minute. And I actually reeled the fish to the surface of the water, and the fish flopped on the surface of the water before my line became unhooked from the dock. It was hooked on the bottom of that, and the fish came off too. Well, probably didn't get a good hook set because the wind had blew my line up. The wind's getting up. You can see the water chopping, and it blew my line up on that. That's a 2x8 going down through there, and the line was caught on it. And I brought this fish to the surface with my line caught on the dock. I just kept reeling. What are you going to do? I just kept reeling. And when the fish came to the surface and jumped, he got my line off for me. That's a nice fish, guys. He's 11, probably 11 and a half. Look how thick he is. Woo! All right, buddy. All right, y'all recording, aren't you? Yeah, you are. All right, guys, get on the front of the dock. I switched to a heavier jig head. I tied a 1/16 on this rod. I've been throwing a 1/32 because the wind got up on me. So, yeah, this is a 1/16. I've done it in chartreuse. I don't know if it makes any difference. I use blue and red a lot in this clear water. Y'all notice that? Chartreuse if it's cloudy. And see, I'm in the shady side of the dock here. I got a little closer too. I don't know how y'all can tell, because with the wind, I have to get a little closer to control my bait. I can't skip very good with this water chopping. It knocks the skip. So, and this dock has braces on it. It's got X braces right here. Bam. All right, guys. That's 2 casts in a row. That's why I went to the heavier weight, so I can control it. You got to use enough weight. Now, I don't like to use a lot of weight. Y'all know I use a... I love these bars if they don't hang up on. Y'all know I use a 1/8. He's a baby. He's about 7.5, 7.75. I used a 1/8 a lot during the winter time. Now, some of y'all new guys are going like, what? Well, from about late November through March, crappie are out here in the open water. We find them in the channel, and they're 20, 25 foot deep. So I go to an 1/8 ounce weight so to get there right now. But I'm still not using a gray big old hook. I'm using a what they call a live bait hook. It's a size 2, but it's a short shank. And I put that LC shad on it, and it works just fine. Y'all can see how the crappie are scattered around the post right here. Yeah, I'm just trying to cast. That's where that came from. I cast it right here like this, and right down beside the post, and let it fall down beside the post. I can see it going there. And 1/16 because then when I get down about the height I need to be, I just stopped it and bounced it a couple times, and I see one paid attention to it. I don't see my bait. There it is now. All right, now I gotta come up. Too late. I gotta come up as soon as I can to get across the cross member. I'm on the cross member now. The only way I can get it back now is take my boat over, reach across it, and get it back. Gotta get them across the brace. It's the hardest part. I threw back under that platform, and I threw 4 or 5 times. You gotta get it back there far enough. They're right on the corner of it, and then you gotta get them moving, get them across that brace. Bam. All right, guys. I'm gonna call it right there. This was a Tadpole Jr. I've caught him on the Tweety Bird and the Tadpole Jr. Size 6 hook that sticks them good. What happens too is this end of this head, when you try to make the turn right here to get the hook loose, the head of the hook, the eye of the hook where you tie on, catches the fish by his mouth, doesn't it? All right, get y'all in the sun where y'all can see. There you go. That's a nice fish, guy. He's over 11. Tell you, I've been catching nicer fish than some I usually do. Still catch a lot of 7s, 8s, but I've been catching a lot of 11s. Last summer, man, breaking 10 was tough. But I said this last summer, every year, if you keep throwing those fish back, they're growing. You throw them 7, 8 inch fish back, next year they're gonna be a couple inches bigger. All right, guys, here's a surprise. Y'all had no idea. I know you had no idea. This is gonna be a porta catch. And I'm going to use the Tadpole Jr. and the Tweety Bird. I'm going to shoot both of them when I do the porta catch. And I'll send you some of both. What y'all think of that idea? I thought I would do that today. I thought about that this morning. I thought, you know what I've never done on a porta catch? I've never sent y'all two different bait bodies in the same color. That'd be a different porta catch. Trying to come up with some few things that are different, guys. And this is August. I'm building up a few videos, guys, for the month. I'm gonna take a vacation, so I'm building some videos up so I can play those videos to y'all, and y'all have videos. While I'm on vacation. What do you think of that? All right. So you won't see this one for a week or so. Right now I've got 2. That makes 3 videos, 3 porta catches. So I got enough for 3 weeks. All right. But today, hey guys, today's Tuesday. I'll load one of them coming this Sunday, right? So there you go. Now I got enough for the next 2 weeks. All right, so I'm gonna take a little break. Y'all will see later on why I'm taking a break. I'm not gonna share it with you right now. You will see. All right, guys, appreciate y'all. You know what you got to do? You leave a number between 1 and 400. On Wednesday night, I make a video, I hit a random number draw on the computer, and it gives us some number. Who knows? Who knows? I think last week, what was it? I don't know. It was like 40 or something. Then next week, you can hit the thing and it'll give you 275. Who knows? So just take a chance and leave a number. Make sure you're a subscriber. All right? My subscriber list is growing. And I'll film myself. I'll load that on Thursdays. Okay? Come back on Thursdays if you leave a number and check. Wednesday and Fridays, I'll just throw in a fun video. Made one of those this morning. Gonna make one more right now for a fun video. Then I'm gonna take a couple weeks off, okay? Appreciate y'all guys. See y'all next time, Fishing Lake Country.